Hey guys, Andy here. So back in 2020, the Jabra Elite Active 75Ts very nearly became my daily used earbuds. In fact, to be fair, they did for, 2 or 3 weeks. I thought that was it. My decision was I'm going to use those as my daily earbuds, jogging and around the flat and whatever else, cycling. But then I swung back to the Pixel Buds and the 75Ts were sent back or sold on, I can't remember. But when I had the opportunity to try the Jabra Elite 85Ts, I thought, well, I really need to. If the 75Ts were that good, are the 85Ts the earbuds for me? That's what we're going to find out today. So if we start with the design, it's not really changed much, I don't think, over the years for the different models that they've done. The left bud, I don't like personally. They don't have any kind of wing or clip or anything to keep on your ear. And for me, I think my left ear might be slightly bigger than my right ear. And with these, it's just always felt a bit like it could fall out. If nothing else, it's just not pressed in that well. And every now and then I have to press it in manually to get the bass to sound good again. Having said that, it hasn't ever fallen out. I've been cycling with them in and they've never dropped out. So maybe I'm just kind of worrying about something that just isn't going to happen. The charge case, I think it's quite big and ugly. If you compare it to something like the Pixel Bud, which is nice, sort of almost rounded egg looking, it's a bit of an ugly case. But at the same time, are we really that bothered by it? Generally, it's just to stay in your pocket or in your bag. And maybe I shouldn't worry about that either. As always, the sound quality is fantastic. It's got a good range. The highs, the bass all sound very good. You can tweak that as well. There is a graphic equalizer in the software. As far as the software, I've used it a little bit more this time. So it has these things called moments, which are basically presets. So you can turn on the active noise cancelling or the hear through, have different graphic equalizer settings, all attached to a certain moment, and then switch between them in your notification bar, in the persistent notification. The active noise cancelling, I think, is new. I don't think the 75T, maybe they may have got them in a software update actually after I'd sold them on, but it's certainly something new that I'd tried. And I tried the noise cancelling and the pass-through actually while driving, which probably shouldn't, but I just thought it was actually quite a good sort of use case. And I was really impressed how much of the deep rumbling bass of my V8 was cut out when I turned on the active noise cancelling. When you swap through then to the pass-through, really was apparent all this lower bass noise that was going on being sifted through. So actually the active noise cancelling, again, it's nowhere near the level of some over-ear like my Sony is or something, but generally, yeah, it was actually pretty good. Like I said, removing, and noise cancellation only ever really removes that lower rumbling noise. It's not so good with the higher pitched noises, but it did actually quite a good job. If I mention the controls, which can be adjusted in the software, it is a physical button on each bud and they each represent a different button, so you can program them each independently. So for example, one press on my right earbud will pause or restart whatever I'm listening to. One press on my left earbud rotates through the noise pass-through, noise cancellation, and just off. Then if we talk about the battery, I used them for 2 hours one day and the left bud was at 78%, the right bud was at 62%. I'm not really sure why there was such a big disparity between the two. But either way, I put them into the charge case and they basically charged about 30%. So the left bud went back to full, the right bud was up to 92. which would suggest an hour of charging in the charge case would get you back to full. So my conclusion really was, if you are first time buying totally wireless earbuds, these are probably a really good place to look if you're looking at that higher end for the sort of spend that you're willing to, your budget basically is what I'm trying to say, is almost unlimited. Then these are definitely a good option, because I think you'll struggle to find anything that sounds better than the 85Ts. At the same time, for me, I'm going to stick with my Pixel Buds, because the reason I chose the Pixel Buds over the 75T was that Google Assistant integration, or that Android integration, and there's nothing has changed to better that with Jabras. But if that's not particularly important to you, if you're not bothered about having notifications read out and being able to reply on the fly, then 85Ts could well be the way to go, because they do sound fantastic. They're very comfortable. I prefer the buttons rather than touch controls, if I'm honest, as well, because the touch controls can be triggered quite easily, whereas the buttons, you have to be quite meaningfully pressing the earbud for it to happen. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But for now, my name's Andy, and I'll catch you all again soon.